Are you saving money in the bank? Do you think it's the safest way to keep your money from being lost? If so, you're not alone. Millions of people, from working people to office workers, believe that. But there's something that very few people realize. Saving money could be making you poorer every day. And the main reason is inflation. Inflation is not like a thief. It doesn't come overnight. And it doesn't take everything you have. Inflation quietly erodes the value of your money, bit by bit, and before you know it, it's too late. In today's video, I'll break down why saving money isn't as safe as we think it is. Specific examples show that you could be losing money without even knowing it. And more importantly, what should you do to protect your assets during these uncertain times? Sit back, because this is one of those financial videos you shouldn't miss. Savings in everyone's mind over the years. The image of someone taking money to the bank to deposit a savings account has become familiar. We've been taught that saving is a way to eat well and wear well. With stable interest rates and no worries about risk, you deposit $10,000. After 1 year, you get 6%. That's $600 in interest. Seems reasonable, right? But the question is, what is the real value of that $10,600 after a year? Can you buy the same amount of goods as before? The answer is no, and the reason is inflation. What is inflation? Simply put, prices increase over time. Inflation makes the same amount of money by less. The CPI, the Consumer Price Index, is a tool to measure the level of inflation each year, and it always increases. What if inflation increases by 8%, but your savings interest rate is only 5%? You think you are making a profit, but in fact you are losing 3%. That's not counting fees, taxes, and inflation that are not included in the CPI. For example, in 2022 in the US, inflation reached 9.1%, but the savings interest rate is only 0.5%. Anyone who deposits money in the bank loses the value of their money dramatically. Savings can't overcome inflation. That's the truth. Let's do some simple math. You have $100,000. You put it in the bank at 6% interest. After a year, you get $6,000 more. That sounds good, but in the same year, if the cost of living goes up by 10%, that means you have to spend $10,000 more to maintain the same lifestyle as last year. What's the result? You make $6,000, but if you lose $10,000, you lose $4,000. That's the cruel nature of inflation. It saps the purchasing power of money, and worse, it doesn't happen overnight. It happens continuously, steadily, year after year. The potential risks of relying solely on savings. We often say, saving in the bank is safe. But in times of uncertainty, safety is an illusion. In Japan, Europe, even Germany, there was a time when interest rates were negative. That is, saving in the bank had to pay fees. In Vietnam, monetary policy changes constantly. 1 year, interest rates dropped by 3 to 4% in just a few months. You can't control that, and you can't rely on the bank as a magic safe anymore. Alternative savings. So, if we don't save, what should we do? There are many legitimate, transparent investment channels that have the potential to beat inflation if you do your research. Put a small portion of your cash into gold, a traditional safe haven that holds value for a long time. Learn about stocks. Although risky, they yield better returns in the long run than savings. Join a professional investment fund, suitable for busy people who are not good at analysis. If you have capital, consider real estate or starting a small business. But there is one type of investment that will never lose. That is, investing in yourself, learning new skills, upgrading your mindset, changing your career will help you increase your income and fight inflation better than any savings account. Practical advice and safety orientation for you. I don't recommend you withdraw all your money from the bank. Savings are still necessary, but should only account for about 20 to 30% of total assets. Split the rest equally between investment, skill development, insurance, emergency reserves. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, and don't let your money sit idle while life gets more expensive. What is IT in the end? Keeping money or keeping value. You can choose to continue saving. That's not wrong. But remember, keeping money is not as important as keeping value. In times of inflation, the rich will find ways to keep their money growing, while the poor will see their money lose value without being able to do anything. Which side do you want to stand on? If you find this video useful, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel and share it with your loved ones so they don't become poor in silence. See you.